Hello everybody, it is Leash and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another video on my travel talk series. So this is going to be episode 2. I will have episode 1 linked down below, and that is on Lisbon in Portugal. Today's episode is going to be on Italy, and that is just Italy in general. I have been to more than one destination in Italy. I've been to Milan, Venice, Pisa and Rome, so I would say I am quite cultured on Italy. So first of all, I'm going to say Italy is fairly expensive. I will say this right now. I first started off in Milan. Now it was cheap to get to Milan. I think my flight cost me like €5 from Portugal, and it was so cheap. The hostel I stayed at was really cheap. However, when you're in Milan, Milan is known as like the fashion capital of Italy. So this is where you'll walk down the street, you will see all of the top fashion designers. Like you'll see like Gucci stores, Christian Dior stores. Literally every single designer will have a store there, and it's good. You just walk past it and ignore it, but people just go there to shop. There is tourist places to see. There is like this one place called Dunamo in Milan. However, it is fairly expensive to get to the top. I think it was something like €10 to go and look around it. Now it isn't really like a look round kind of thing. It's more like you walk up the stairs or you go up the lift and you walk around the top. I went up the stairs. It was very a lot of stairs to get to the top, I will tell you that now. And yeah, I mean, it was an alright place. It was an alright destination. There are plenty of free things to do in Milan. There are plenty of parks to go to. There is like this one little place in Milan that's got like this really pretty river, and sort of like Venice-esque, like the mini Venice of Milan, which my friend told me about, and I went and it was really good. Now Venice was very expensive, so a trick I recommend for saving money in Venice is to stay in the outskirts of Venice. So do not stay in central Venice itself. I stayed in this hostel here in Venice, and it was a train journey to get to the centre of Venice. Now the train journey was about a 10-minute journey, and it cost like €1 to get on the train. It was cheaper to do it that way than it was to pay for a hotel and or a hostel in Venice itself. Now bear in mind, you will probably get lost in the centre of Venice. It is a very big, a lot of side streets, a lot of random streets that just lead everywhere, so bear that in mind. Another thing not to do in Venice, do not get on the canoes or the little paddle things that they charge you to go down. They are very expensive and not worth it. You get like 20 minutes of ride time. It is not worth it. Save your money on something else. Go buy an ice cream from the local shop. That's another thing I recommend is Venice to boat transportation, and it's like €2, and you can get from one side of Venice to the other side, because basically there's like a main side where the train station is, and then there's like where all the districts are. So you've got like the glass district, the shoelace district, things like that. So sometimes it is good to get the boat to certain places, and there is a shop near the train station, like a supermarket shop. So I would recommend, especially if you have kids or people who don't really want to spend a lot of money when you're walking around, go buy bottles of water from there and buy snacks and stuff from there, because I will tell you one thing, bottles of water in Venice was €2. €2? What? Nah, do not pay €2 for a bottle of water. The shop near the train station, there's like 50 cents for a bottle of water, so you may as well just buy it from there. The only thing is it won't be chilled, whereas you're paying for it to be chilled. Or have dinner in a restaurant and they will charge you the restaurant price for that water. That is something, you know, be prepared of, because the little independent restaurants, they have a price where you just go and buy the water, and then they also have a price like if you have a meal, the bottle of water will be discounted. So yeah, I didn't do a tour of Venice. I didn't really feel the real need to do a tour in Venice. However, I had a friend who did a tour when she was in Venice, and she said she really loved it. So yeah, the tour, I actually did book myself the tour, but I didn't end up going because I couldn't find the main meeting point. So yeah, and that just takes you around all the districts. Apparently it's really, really good and it's fairly reasonable. Now let's move on to Pisa. Pisa is very, very beautiful. Again, it is, you know, a good little place. It's got the Leaning Tower, which is free. Do not ever let anybody try and sell you tickets to the Leaning Tower. It is free. It's not free to go inside and walk up. You do have to pay for that. And there's also a little wall next to it where you can go up and walk all the way around, like the centre on the wall. That is, you do have to pay to go up that. I believe it's like €5, €7. I did pay to do that because the Leaning Tower was like €15 to go up, and I was like, I'm not paying that to go up the top of the tower. So I just thought, you know what, I got up here, take a few nice pictures, and you know, I got the classic Leaning Tower pictures. The food restaurants in Pisa, especially around the Leaning Tower, are very, very expensive. So if you want to eat, go out away from where the Leaning Tower is and find a cute little restaurant or something. Tour, I had a tour guide. I was the only one on the tour, so I mean, I would recommend that obviously because I was the only one on the tour, and I got to go see not just Leaning Tower but other things of Pisa. So yeah, it was really, really good. Pisa, I would say, is one of the cheaper destinations in Italy. Then we have Rome. Now Rome is hit and miss depending on where you go. Rome is very beautiful. I stayed in a hostel again, and the food in Rome was quite cheap actually. If you knew where to look, if you didn't eat on the main tourist strip, you was fine, you know. Most restaurants was really cheap, like a full entire pizza and a drink was like under €10. So, you know, you wasn't spending too much money on that. The hostel I stayed at had discounted alcohol because they owned the bar across the road. So if you stayed in a hostel, you got money off drinks, you got free food on an evening. So yeah, that was really, really good. Everything pretty much in Rome you can do on foot. I wouldn't recommend like getting transport anywhere because, you know, it's all within walking distance, within like a 30-minute walk. Obviously if you have little kids it might be a different story, but maximum it's like a 30-minute walk from like the Trevi fountain to like the ruins. And yeah, that's all I'm really going to say about that. I would say it's a lot cheaper in Rome than it is in Venice. Venice is the most expensive place out of like all of the destinations I went to in Italy. But Rome was my favourite. It was just such a good vibe being in Rome. Yeah, everything was really handy. They had a train station, a post office, a bus station. They do a bus to the airport. I would recommend getting the bus over the train because it is cheaper. You just have to like pay on the door. I believe it's like €4 or €5 to get to the train station, to get to the airport. If you go via the train, it is probably going to be more expensive. I compared both the prices and the bus was cheaper. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about Italy. If you have any questions, comment them down below, and I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!